Hi, my name is Carridee and my idea is something called Eco Eats. So my inspiration for this started when I was even younger than I am now. I would be walking around and like everywhere, I feel like everybody can relate to this, but everywhere that I look, there's plastic forks, there's trash, there's everything that's in recycling bins where they're not supposed to be, or just on the ground. And it was really something that was really heartbreaking to see at how little people care about this right now. So my idea is a system of utensils that would replace one of the biggest problems facing climate today, which is single-use plastics. So what it's going to do, it's going to make a spoon, a fork, utensil, a knife, anything that you would need when you go to a restaurant. And if you're doing a takeout, they're going to let you take it home for an extra charge of like 75 cents, 70 cents. It's not going to be a lot of money. People aren't going to be thinking that it's way too much. So once you take it home, you can use it, you can do whatever. And if you bring it back, you can get a portion of your money returned to you. So if you pay 75 cents, you get 50 cents back. And that's just the basic overview. I know there might be a couple concerns regarding hygiene, how you're going to get it to everybody, how they're going to return it, but I have worked almost all of these problems out. So in conclusion, thank you for listening. And plastic shouldn't be discarded as quickly as it is. And my idea can definitely solve that.
Hey, Carridee, that was solid. Panelists, all right.
Yeah, so Charity,
Yeah.
yes, wonderful idea. Definitely very important. It actually reminded me of long ago when people would recycle bottles. And so, tell me a little bit more about the process. So, is this is it silverware? What is it made of that they're kind of buying and taking home and returning? And then, have you kind of thought about the scale of it? Like, do you plan to like pilot it like in one restaurant and see how it goes there? So if you could tell me about both of those.
So the utensils would be made out of a light metal, maybe steel. A lot of utensils that you find at home are already going to be made out of steel. But the thing about this utensil is that its design will be making it recognized, and marketing it to other companies will I'll be getting the big labels, because a lot of people these days, they want eco-friendly stuff. Eco-friendly labels are in demand. So I would probably be able to get it too many big companies who want their customers to feel more reassured that what they're doing for the environment, that they're doing something.
Awesome. Thank you. Great. Great job.
Wonderful, wonderful idea. I just had takeout today, and I thought about that very same thing. I was like, wow, I'm not even using the forks. I use the napkin in the package and threw everything away. Terrible problem. And I think you're tackling, something that most people just forget about. They just think about the packaging. They forget all about the utensils. So very good idea. You mentioned the product being made of metal. Is there a particular type of metal that can be, further recycled if need be?
The thing about the utensils is that when they're returned back, they won't be recycled. They might be washed and then reused again. And I know some people might bring up hygiene, but if you look at any other restaurants like Red Lobster or Olive Garden, you get the metal utensils and then they take it back and they wash it, and nobody has an issue with that. So that's how it would work. The metals won't have to be recycled, but if they do, then it's not going to be a huge difficulty to be able to have access to metal that we can recycle.
Okay, wonderful. Well, wonderful idea.
All right, great. I agree. This is a much needed thing to look into, and it's something that we don't think about a lot. Kind of like Pablo, we get those packets and then I usually just throw them away or I keep them for work purposes. So it's something that I hadn't thought about before. When you were sharing, it made me think about different like incentive or reward programs that restaurants have. Like the typical punch card, you come in and you're on your 10th visit, you get something free. So I wonder if you've thought about kind of like a rewards program that could be built into this, depending on the company. And maybe that's something that's pitched to the restaurant. But, with every, I don't know, 10th time used, maybe they get a free dinner or something like that. Have you thought about any sort of an incentive program that could be attached to it?
Oh yeah, definitely. These utensils can be thought of as almost a currency because if you bring it back, you may even find if you find a utensil like this on the ground, because there's still going to be people who throw away their utensils anyways. But if you find it on the ground and bring it back, you yourself can get that money. So there will always be an immediate reward that you can get if you bring it back. And about the incentive program, yeah, it could be marketed towards different companies because maybe one company wants to do after 10 visits back, then you could get another eco-friendly takeout bag so that you could bring it again the next time you visit. So it really depends on what restaurant, what fast food company chooses to do.
Awesome.
Thank you, Carridee, for stepping up, going first in the house. Well,